It's a garbage dump. It's a landfill. You can see Manhattan Island. There's the Twin Towers. Yeah, it's a landfill near New York. A sanitary landfill, I think. But it looks kind of like a tell, and it reminds me, a tell is just a site in the ancient world. It's a stack of cities. And what are the three principles of real estate? Location, location, location. Well, it's the same way in the past. That when a spot was good for a city because it had access to lines of communication and water and natural resources, all those things, it was always a good site. And so whenever a city was built there, then it was destroyed, it was still a good site. So it built another city there and another city there and another city there. So through time, you have stacks of cities that develop on the ruins of other cities. And so they build these mounds, which in Arabic, mound is the word tell, T-E-L. So they call them tells. And in the ancient world, they represent sites or cities. And this looks like a tell, but it's not. But it reminds me of a paper I wrote when I was at UT in an archaeology class on how archaeologists are just digging in garbage dumps. And one day they're going to dig up all the garbage and they're going to be out of business. That was my thesis. And I turned it into a professional archaeologist. Not a very good idea. I think I got a C+. And that was being gracious. But he explained to me that they don't dig in garbage dumps. The sites are not actually garbage dumps. They had garbage dumps off-site where they'd go dump their garbage. They're called middens, a midden. All right? And he also told me that archaeologists have plenty of job security because there are so many sites that have not even been found yet. And the ones that have been found, if you were excavating them, would take millions of years to excavate at the rate that we're excavating. And you use the illustration of the largest site in the world, which is Babylon. If you excavated Babylon at the most rapid rate of excavation, which is when they used the Israeli army to excavate Masada one summer, if you used that rate of excavation and you applied it to Babylon, it would take 3,000 years to excavate Babylon. So the point was, no, there's plenty of sites to be dug. But I still got a C+. But this is not a tell. It just looks like a tell. This is a tell. This is Tel Aleppo in Syria. And you can see that it has a crusader wall around it. I like this image because in the ancient world, the cities had walls right there, right at the edge. And Aleppo still retains its walls from the time of the Crusades. And so if we went back in time and could fly over a city, a tell in the ancient world, it would have looked very similar to this. But today there are no walls, essentially. They're just flat. But anyway, this is a ground level shot of Aleppo. You can see how they have this cement slope there. In the ancient world, they would pound the earth. They didn't have cement, but they would pound the earth until it was very hard and flat, and they call that a glacis. Okay? So a glacis isn't a wall, it's a slope, a very slippery slope, a glacis. That's a good example. All right, so Tel Aleppo. If you were an enemy attacking a city in biblical times, that was your task, right? To go up that slope, which is going to be very difficult, right? Especially when they're throwing stuff at you like slushies and garbage and cows and whatever's coming over the wall. But once you get to the top, then you have to get up over the wall itself. So you can see why they felt secure, right? Inside of their cities that set upon their mounds, as the Old Testament says.